Got a big piece of work, you know, your first big piece of work across the line.
The time is 14 minutes past 11 this morning, and I now declare Community Culture, Arts and Sport Committee open. I can see that all of the councillors are in attendance this morning. Are there any declarations of interest that need to be made by the committee members? That's a negative. There's no business outstanding. So we move on to the confirmation of the minutes of the Community Culture, Arts and Sports Committee, number 4, 19th of November 2020. And the recommendation is just that we receive and confirm those minutes. Jacob will move that, seconded by Councillor Kunzelman. I'll open that for discussion. There being no discussion, I'll take that to the vote. All those in favour? And that's unanimous. Thank you. Moving on to item number 2, Ipswich Art Gallery Exhibition Program. Would anyone like to hear from the relevant council officer? Yes. We'll invite him up onto the lectern. So just your full name and title to start. Thank you.
Michael Beckman, Director, Ipswich Art Gallery.
Through the chair, Mr. Beckman, thank you very much for this program. It was a delight to read through it on the weekend when we got our papers. One thing I hear from a lot of the community is that they love seeing new art here, but they also like to see a certain amount of local content. Are you able to highlight which of these artists here are local, or if the subject matter is local as well?
Certainly, just excuse me
Yes.
while I grab it. Just beginning with the Amberley series. Robert Moore, the artist, is no longer based in Ipswich, but was based in Ipswich previously when he did those works out at Amberley. And it's an Ipswich subject. Wind Tubes is an exhibition that the gallery developed for children and families. Jane Durand, living in Ipswich, is a recent emigrant to Australia and has settled in Ipswich. The Marburg Group is a group of artists primarily from Brisbane and Toowoomba who actually chose Marburg as a place in between where they would meet in the 1950s, 60s and 70s. And they made romantic landscape scenes of the area. Decadence is a touring exhibition of the Queensland Regional Art Awards, and we have hosted that exhibition primarily because it features 7 Ipswich artists. Kenneth McQueen is a renowned Queensland watercolourist who resided on the Darling Downs, and we have a number of works in the collection which the Foundation have provided. The Ipswich collection is obviously the gallery's collection. That exhibition has been put into that place due to a cancellation that was the results of COVID.
Would there be some local artists in that
Certainly.
collection that'll be coming forward?
Yep. New works by Glenn Smith, possibly don't need to articulate. On the Move from Sydney Living Museums is a touring exhibition for children and family audiences. Victorian and Edwardian Portraits is an exhibition drawn from our collection. Actually, I think there is a portrait of a former mayor of Ipswich in that show. There might be 1 or 2 Ipswich faces, but it's a mix of artists from across Australia. Rhubarba Hader is an Indian Australian. She's a resident in Melbourne, but we have a number of works in our collection. Lincoln Austin perhaps also doesn't need any introduction. And that will be a major exhibition taking up most of the gallery. Australian photography works from the collection is highlights of Australian photography history. It's not Ipswich. Light Play is an interactive experience for young children in the Children's Gallery. Treasure Hunt is that activity I was describing previously with the sand in Darcy Dore Place for children. Jodie Bowen is a local artist doing an exhibition called Living Vicariously Through Others. Hermannsburg artists are Indigenous artists from Central Australia. Bunk Puppets is a series of performances by a creative puppeteer who travels the country. Built for Speed is a children's exhibition that the gallery developed as a Christmas holiday feature. Naive Artists are works from the collection by artists who were untrained, and it features Roma Higgins, who was something of a Queensland and national celebrity back in the 1960s and lived in our region. Terry Martin is an Ipswich craftsperson. Perception Deception is a touring exhibition from the National Science Museum. Ink in the Lines is an exhibition from the Australian War Memorial, which features the stories of several veterans from our region, particularly Amberley Air Base. Little Histories is work by Rebecca Lewis, a well-known local artist. 25 Years of Giving is an exhibition that marks the 25th anniversary of the Ipswich Arts Foundation and will highlight a broad range of works, which will include works by local artists where the foundation have funded those acquisitions. And Making Do is an exhibition of Australian folk furniture and woggers that the gallery is developing, and there is interest from other galleries in us touring that exhibition, and we will seek federal funding to enable that to happen. And it's an exhibition of folk-made items. At this stage, it doesn't include anything specifically from Ipswich, but
But it could.
it could, definitely, if further items come to light. And it's an exhibition, the spirit of which I think Ipswich people will enjoy. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Beckman.
That's it. Thank you so much, Mr.
okay.
Beckman.
Thank you.
Perfect. So the recommendation here is that the report providing an overview of the exhibition program at the Ipswich Art Gallery be received and its contents noted. And seconded by Councillor Kunzelman. I now open up for any discussion. There.
Chair, I just want to highlight the love for our art gallery, our community have. And I think it's great that we've got it looks to me like we've got a really good mix of local but also outside influence, which I think is really important for us as well. But also a great children's program. We are a family-friendly city. We have this a very young, we have a lot of families here, so I think it's a really great program. I look forward to promoting it and going and seeing each of those exhibitions.
Yeah, and I think the work that Mr. Beckman does can't be understated. He does a fabulous job. Our Ipswich Art Gallery is highly regarded as one of the best regional art galleries. It's highly patronised each year, so keep up the fabulous work, and thank you so much for all of the work that you and the team down at the gallery do.
And I think Decadence is opening this weekend.
And I'll be in attendance
this
this Saturday.
This
yes.
Saturday, Decadence
Yeah.
it has its official opening. Yeah.
I'll be there. Any further discussion? Without any further discussion, I now put that to the vote. All those in favour? And that is unanimous. There are no notices of motion or any matters arising or procedural motions or formal matters. So the time is now 22 minutes past 11. I now call the meeting closed.
Thank you.
We'll take a 10-minute break and we'll be back.
11:32.